Heard what happened down at the funeral. That's not the send-off no G deserves at all.
I appreciate that. I know you respected him.
Him? Monet, your whole family.
You sure about that?
I hear you that punk-ass nigga that shot up my bar last night.
No offense, but that's...
What's up, ugly ass niggas? This your boy J Miles, and I am back with another video. And you know what to do. If you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, leave a like, comment, let me know what you're thinking, but most importantly, make sure you share with your ugly ass friends. On today's video, we will be covering the Power Universe, and this one right here is titled, Did Lorenzo and Monet Know Ghost and Tommy? So, pretty much what prompted this video is for quite some time now, people has been wondering, and I had a couple of people ask me, do I think Monet and Lorenzo knew Ghost and Tommy? And at the time, my answer was kind of like in between. I was like, I don't really know, but I was saying I would think so. But then again, after seeing a couple of clips and stuff, I was like, nah, maybe they don't. But after looking at another one recently, I think the answer to that question has been revealed. And that is why I have those two clips that I played prior to the, for the intro of this video. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it. Now, to start things off, as you can see, you remember in the clip that I played at the beginning, this comes from season 1, the finale. And of course, this is when Tommy was showing up to try to take out Tasha. And of course, Tariq had Monet there on his side to help, stop it. So, at this moment, she put the gun on Tommy. And of course, Tommy said, "Who in your crew you got riding with you got the balls to pull a scrap on me?" And then, of course, Monet said, "Don't need no balls, be, just a piece of steel in the upper hand, right?" And he said, "So I hear you that." She also said, "So I hear you that that punk ass Tommy, who shot up my bar, the other day. I should smoke you on that alone." So those words there gives you the answer to half of the question. Basically, she's telling you there that she doesn't know Tommy, right? Because if she did know him, she wouldn't have said, "So I hear you that, that punk ass Tommy." She would have known exactly who he was. So she just it would have been more so like, "So Tommy, you shot up my bar the other day." Instead of, "I hear you that." So those are your key words, letting you know that she didn't really know this was her first time meeting. And of course, Tommy turning around looking at her, he would have recognized her too, because they both was kind of big time in their respective sides of the streets. Of course, Tommy was bigger than her, but with them both being big ballers in the game like that, they would have recognized each other if they actually knew each other. So that means Tommy didn't know her, she didn't know Tommy. So there's the answer to half of your question. Now let's go ahead and get to Lorenzo. Did Lorenzo, and really quick, as far as the part with Ghost as well, I would have to assume she doesn't know Ghost as well, because I seriously doubt she would know Ghost and not know Tommy. If you know one, you know the other, more than likely, right? So I think it's fair to say that she didn't know either one of them. Now, for Lorenzo obviously was well respected in the streets, right? In his respective side. People knew him, they respected him. So when you got that much respect on the streets, it's kind of hard to, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of hard to not know the biggest ballers in the game, right? The biggest shot callers. So more than likely, Lorenzo probably did know them, is what I was thinking, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I do have the answer to it now, but I'm getting to that. But with that being said, I guess I'll just go ahead and go to the answer. The answer is yes. I would say yes. Lorenzo did know Ghost and Tommy. And I'm gonna tell you why and how. So, like I said, when you're that high up and stuff like that, it's kind of hard to avoid other people that's big time, that's like you in the game. So the word gets out and it travels. Also, keep in mind, we knew this from this past season, that people really looked up to Lorenzo. They kind of addressed it to Lorenzo. They didn't really address Monet. Not saying Monet didn't have no respect on the street, because she did, but they more so respected Lorenzo more. Like, you know, Monet can be there and they're going to talk to Lorenzo. They're not going to talk to Monet. Proof of that is, you remember the flashback scene that we got this past season when Monet and Drew was going to do a drop with some dude. And the dude saw Monet at the door and he was like, so you Lorenzo's B, right? So that let you know there that he didn't know Monet really. He knew Lorenzo, right? So with that being said, that lets you know Lorenzo's name kind of traveled further than Monet. And Monet kind of confirmed that also in season 1 when she was talking to Detective Ramirez. She was like, you know what Lorenzo's name get me in the streets? Protection. That's what she said, right? So she's confirming that Lorenzo's name was bigger than hers in the streets. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get to the confirmation of the answer. But, oh yeah, real quick, I want to say that we're going back to another flashback scene. This is the flashback scene when, you know, Monet got the brick from, she said, Carlos. And a lot of different content creators, including myself, was wondering whether or not this Carlos was Carlos Ruiz, head of the Soldado Nation. Because we do know that, of course, Ruiz worked under Ghost. So if that is the case, then it's a possibility that eventually Lorenzo met Ghost. It's possible. But let's go ahead and get to this. Right here in this scene, which is the one that I gave you the clip for, you seen that Zion here had a lot of respect for Lorenzo, right? He said, you know, I got a lot of respect for you, your family, Lorenzo and Monet, your whole family. That's what he said, right? So that there is letting you know that Lorenzo had his respect. And we know for a fact that Zion knows both Ghost and Tommy. We know that as a fact because he said it. So the fact that Zion knew Ghost and Tommy and he knew Lorenzo, I would say that I would find that very, very hard to believe that Lorenzo is high enough to know Zion, who knew Ghost and Tommy, but didn't know Ghost. So there's my answer. If, like I say, it's not 100% concrete evidence, but using context clues, I would say the chances are they did know each other. Now, could we say, Ghost and Lorenzo were, and Tommy hung out with each other, you know what I'm saying? And like they knew they did work with each other and stuff a lot? Probably not. It seems like Lorenzo was kind of up there, but he wasn't the top of the food chain like Ghost was, and of course also Tommy. They were the top of the food chain, right? So I would say that the names probably went out. Like, if somebody ran that name across Tommy, since he's the one that we know for a fact is still alive. If someone was to run that name by Tommy, he'd be like, Lorenzo. Oh yeah, I remember him. He was this, and that. You know what I'm saying? Probably have a little quick story or give you a quick Wikipedia or whatever of who he was and stuff like that and what he knows of him. But he probably doesn't have a whole lot of information. You feel me? But I would say, like I said, judging by Zion knowing them and Lorenzo being high enough that people around the streets that as you can see in Queens, which is where Ghost and Tommy is from, that more than likely they had to have run into each other. I just think Lorenzo probably wasn't high enough that they just did some serious work with each other. Like, you remember, like when Kane described Zion and he was talking with Noma, he said that Zion was a mid-level hustler, right? So I would say Lorenzo is probably a little higher than what you would call a mid-level hustler. So maybe he was like if we was referring to them as, I would say he's high up, but he's not, kingpin statue level. So whatever level is right under that, that's probably where Lorenzo is, like in between. He's not quite a superstar, but he's an all-star, if you want to put it in those terminologies, right? So, there you have it, my good people. Y'all definitely can let me know in the comments, of course, your own opinions on these things, whether or not you think it, but there's my answer to the question. Did Lorenzo and Monet know Ghost and Tommy? My answer is Monet didn't know them, but Lorenzo did. But I'm definitely looking forward to hearing what y'all have to say in the comments and what y'all answers are. So definitely leave them in the comments. And of course, like I've been telling y'all, if you haven't watched my pilot episode Surreptitious yet, make sure you head your little glass over there and take a look at it. It ain't even that long, it's like 12 minutes. And even if you ain't got 12 minutes for it, even though I know you look glad to do, because you watched 12 minutes of this, glad nigga. Anyway, you can just go over there, hit the like. Let it run for 30 seconds, hit like. That still give me, count it as a view, and it can help with the algorithm to help reach other glad niggas, right? So, yeah, and like I said, the links are going to be at the end of this video. All you got to do is just click it. It's not hard. And, of course, stay tuned for episodes 2 that'll be dropping later on this week. And then episode 3 the following week after. So, pretty much that's all I got for y'all as for this particular video. So, like usual, if you're cool with me, fool with me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave a like, comment. Let me know what you're thinking. But most importantly, make sure you share with your glad friends. But until the next video, I'm out.